Hello everyone. Welcome to MetaphysicMedia.com. Today's video and podcast contains many questions that we must face as we are advancing into more and more advanced technology. Clay Rawlings discusses some of these thought-provoking ideas in this article and book. Before we get started, you can access the book at https://books/pardon-the-disruption. What do we do when technology and laws conflict? Clay Rawlings covers this in his book, Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming. Clay Rawlings, one of the co-author of the book Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming, talks exclusively about technology, its impact on our everyday life and relation with laws. He is a former assistant district attorney for Harris County of Texas from 1980 to 1985. He spent 5 years as a criminal defense attorney and the last 20 years in personal injury litigation in the Houston area. Clay Rawlings discusses how the exponential expansion of technology is now disrupting the law itself. He points to online gambling as an example. He explains that in most states gambling is illegal unless it's in a licensed casino, though the practice of internet gambling makes a casino and every house virtually. Besides, Rawlings identifies online pornography as another sphere where technology has trumped the law. For example, pornography is illegal in all 50 states of U.S., but is only a few mouse clicks away for anyone with internet access. He also shares his thoughts on self-driving robotic cars as well as the concept of machine consciousness and rights. He anticipates that we the humans are going to turn into cyborgs, indicating the increasing adaptation of parts and chips in human body. Besides, of course, there is the factor of humans' inevitable dependency on machines. He details this in depth in his book, Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming. Will we eventually live over 200 years? This is where Clay Rawlings points out the issues between technology and laws. The idea of hybrid thinking is not just a science fiction anymore. The deep brain stimulation technology can put a chip in brain so that even a person with Parkinson's disease could move a cursor on the computer screen, so that even though that person couldn't move her arms and legs, she could have some quality of life. These issues are discussed in depth in his book, Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming. Clay Rawlings illustrates this idea in his book, where he has created a fictional scenario. We may assume a person Bob 1. 0. As he gets older and as each part of his brain fails, he gets a synthetic component put in there until the age of 160. That is, he turns into a machine. Nowadays, an often discussed matter is the dichotomy between science and religion. And even more disturbing, the information technology and law. Rawlings believes in the mutual practices of both. He states that the basic difference between religion and science is, science asks the question, how? Whereas, religion asks, why? He affirms that science and religion are in no way in conflict. He contends that technology and laws is the future we need to think about as we are speeding along with our seemingly never-ending technology. Clay Rawlings states his position about the personal access to the internet. He explains that what an individual do that needs to be according to the regulation. As an individual need to have complete authority and complete responsibility for the way that she uses internet. There must be some regulations too. But that's the responsibility we have to accept. And to me the greatest threat is to the folks that we give authority to. Clay Rawlings' book Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming highlights the exponential advances in technology that have disrupted the legal system. The book is written in two parts. The first part discusses the effect, past and projected future, on the legal system. The second part, on the economy. The conclusions reached by Clay Rawlings and his co-authors are not only credible but likely to occur in the future. Rawlings observes a union of trends that will lead to legal, economic and governance changes, technology and laws, that will have dramatic effects on our everyday lives. Using both real-life instances and engaging fictional stories to illustrate their convincing observations, this trio of authors not only reports on major trends occurring in both the legal and economic realms, but exclusively projects where these exponential advances of technology and laws will take us. Are these robots created with our advancing technology taking jobs away from humans? This is why we need to think about technology and now so that we are not blindsided in the future. Clay Rawlings refers to a recent Oxford study where the researchers looked at 500 years of employment records from the outset of Industrial Revolution in the 17th century. Those powerful machines of Industrial Revolution empowered men and increased the productivity massively as well as created so many new jobs. But the advent of the information age, in 1970 on, the world saw the destruction of employment. The creation of jobs is not proportionate with the destruction of jobs. And right now the world has a new threat, the inception of robotic labor. The Oxford study shows we are now destroying jobs much faster than we're creating, and this is accelerating. A robot is a person replacer, that is, it can replace a human being in every aspect. This is a shocking statement that is reinforced by reading the book, Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming. Rawlings also indicates that a new problem, the advent of artificial intelligence or artificial general intelligence, AGI, which is, according to Clay Rawlings, is an existential threat to the humanity. AGI is enabling the computer and the robot to redesign its own code. It will be able to redesign its hardware machine intelligence. Will these technology and laws be rendered useless as we embrace technology and become cyborgs? Are we going to be shocked when this happens? Clay Rawlings' book, Pardon the Disruption, The Future You Never Saw Coming will help you awaken to all of these potential and problems sure to be coming on the horizon. Citing Carnegie and Mellon, Rawlings also adds that machine intelligence evolves 10 million times faster than organic lives. It is massively faster and humans' brains are limited. Brains cannot get larger, whereas the machine is designed to get as large as it needs to be. So they are probably to surpass humans. Hence, there is a growing demand of banning artificial general intelligence as it is too dangerous for the humans. This is all done without the thoughts and forward thinking of technology and laws. Well, the question really comes down to technology and law enforcement. How will they juggle human emotion and ideals and what the government and rules have set out for them to abide to? Rawlings draws an example so central to this issue, to make clear the stance of laws. An ambulance is built to save people's life, but there is the probability of killing people accidentally in roads. The point is an ambulance could possibly take an innocent life at some point of saving another person's life. Clay Rawlings corroborates that our maniac dependence on the technology and machines may lead us to an obvious disaster. We cannot think of a day without technology. The absence of the electronic equipments and technology just for one day will lead our production system to a stasis. In these days, it is obvious. That is why Rawlings foretells of such a future where the great inventions of technology will surely turn into a Frankenstein. Technology is going to take the humanity to such a state where technology is going to rule over humans, and everyone needs to think about the subjects talked about in the book, Information Technology and Law. For additional information and in-depth research and information on this topic, you can read all about it by purchasing the book at https://books/Partian-the-disruption. Thank you for watching or listening to this video and podcast. Please continue to visit for new content daily.